Liebler is a very interesting man. He has a way with words, not just a few words, but many words. He forms a type of a tapestry of words, all layered with different effects. Many visuals come to mind when you hear his poetry.
I like the challenge of taking a group of 30 students who the university made them take Introduction to Fiction or Introduction to Poetry. And I always see it as my goal to make them all English majors and lovers, at least, if not an English major and a minor, then turn them away, into being literature lover.
I think he likes being able to wander around from, university to university, kind of like the traveling, beatnik, but that he is.
Such as she was, such as she would become. Such as she would become, such as she would become.
I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will they be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
I said my father.
What you'd find in my poetry workshop at the St. Clair Shores Public Library are many, many people who, if you ask them, they never thought about writing poetry before, or they hadn't written poetry. I remember someone walking out of there one time and she said, "I haven't written a poem in 60 years. Well, she was 80-something.
You got that on film? This is a radical bunch of people in here. Yeah, that's what's interesting is we all died.
Well, it was suggested to me that everyone there had been given a script by Ronnie in his passing. I was like,
You're going to have a great show. Plan it yourself.
plan it yourself,
Oh
right?
yeah, that's right. You might
Well, I met M.L. Liebler through my son, who was a student of his at University of Detroit Mercy last fall, and got an opportunity last winter to actually watch him perform at a memorial service for another Detroit poet that had died. I was very impressed. I mean, he was very nice to talk to when I first met him, and I have really enjoyed listening to my son talk about his experiences with that class and how much he enjoyed it.
Great class. It was more like a workshop where he'd give us assignments, general things, and we'd bring them in and discuss them and critique one another as to what could be better, what we could do to expand the idea.
Say so on camera, I think I was right, and a lot of other people were too, where we're going with this stuff. But so I wrote a poem called Journey to War, and I would say that was probably one of the more political poems like that.
I have a lot of favorite poems of his, like Harry Carey Said, and I can't remember the names of them all right now. I need the book in front of me, but one of them, which I know is his favorite, is My Father is a Prick, which is really taken from the point of view of the father, and discussing how nowadays kids are having a hard time rebelling because the parents are the cool ones. They're the hippies. They're saying no war, no big government, and they eat pizza every day. And the very end of the poem, it ends up saying, "I'd like to discuss these issues with my son, but he thinks I'm a prick."
But since then it's come, since then it's come, and gone like a whisper.
Well, I mean, I must say over the years, I've always been pretty much an activist, even since my teenage years, which I grew up during the Vietnam War and had participated very much in the anti-war movement, even as a teenager in high school.
Created by the police. The confrontation was created by the people who charged the police. Gentlemen, get the thing straight once and for all. The policeman isn't there to create disorder. The policeman is there to preserve disorder.
Welcome this kind of examination, because people have got to know whether or not their president's a crook. President's a crook. President's a crook. Well, I'm not a crook. I've earned everything I've got.
What we still were unpossessed by what we now no more possess. Something we were withholding made us weak until we found out that it was ourselves we were withholding from our land of living, and forthwith found salvation in surrender. Such as we were, we gave ourselves outright. The deed of gift was many deeds of war to the land vaguely realizing westward, but still unstoried, artless, unenhanced, such as she was, such as she would become.
Scream, Captain, oh Captain. Cry, Captain, oh Captain. Where did you go? Said, where did you go? Where did you go? Where did you go? Said, my captain, oh captain. Cried my captain, oh captain. Where did you go? Where did you go?
And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. What you can do for your country. What you can do for your country.